Hi guys, good morning. This is Journey with Jesus podcast by Love Chaney. Okay, so today I am going to read to you Genesis chapter 13. So let's start. Abraham and Lot. So Abraham went up from Egypt to the Negev with his wife and everything he had, and Lot went with him. Abram had become very wealthy in livestock and in silver and gold. From the Negev he went from place to place until he came to Bethel, to the place between Bethel and Ai, where his tent had been earlier, and where he had first built an altar. There Abram called on the name of the Lord. Now Lot, who was moving about with Abram, also had flocks and herds and tents, but the land could not support them while they stayed together, for their possessions were so great they were not able to stay together. And quarreling arose between Abram's herdsmen and the herdsmen of Lot. The Canaanites and Perizzites were also living in the land at that time. So Abraham said to Lot, "Let's not have any quarreling between you and me, or between your herdsmen and mine, for we are brothers. Is not the whole land before you? Let's part company. If you go to the left, I'll go to the right. If you go to the right, I'll go to the left." Lot looked up and saw that the whole plain of the Jordan was well watered, like the garden of the Lord, like the land of Egypt towards Zoar. This was before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. So Lot chose for himself the whole plain of the Jordan and set out toward the east. The two men parted company. Abram lived in the land of Canaan, while Lot lived among the cities of the plain and pitched his tents near Sodom. Now the men of Sodom were wicked and were sinning greatly against the Lord. The Lord said to Abram, after Lot had parted from him, "Lift up your eyes from where you are and look north and south, east and west. All the land that you see I will give to you and your offspring forever. I will make your offspring like the dust of the earth, so that if anyone could count the dust, then your offspring could be counted. Go, walk through the length and breadth of the land, for I am giving it to you." So Abram moved his tent and went to live near the great trees of Mamre at Hebron, where he built an altar to the Lord. Alright, so in verse 1 and 2, we can see that, in Abram's day, sheep and cattle owners could acquire great wealth. Abram's wealth not only included silver and gold, but also livestock. These animals were a valuable commodity used for food, clothing, tent material, and sacrifices. They were often traded for other goods and services. Abraham was able to watch his wealth grow and multiply daily. Now in verses 5 to 9, facing a potential conflict with his nephew Lot, Abraham took the initiative in settling the dispute. He gave Lot first choice, even though Abraham, being older, had the right to choose first. Abraham also showed a willingness to risk being cheated. Abraham's example shows us how to respond to difficult family situations. 1. Take the initiative in resolving conflicts. 2. Let others have first choice, even if that means not getting what we want. 3. Put family peace above personal desires. That's really right. Yeah, I agree with that. And in verses 7 and 8, surrounded by hostile neighbors, the herdsmen of Abram and Lot should have pulled together. Instead, they let petty jealousy tear them apart. Similar situations exist today. Christians often bicker while Satan is at work all around them. Rivalries, arguments, disagreements among believers can be destructive in three ways. First is they damage goodwill, trust, and peace. The foundation, these are the foundation of good human relations. Second, they hamper progress towards important goals. Third, they make us self-centered rather than love-centered. Jesus understood how destructive arguments among brothers could be. Now, in his final prayer before being betrayed and arrested, Jesus asked God that his followers be one. And you can see that in John chapter 17, verse 21. Now, in verses 10 and 11, Lot's character is revealed by his choices. He took the best share of the land, even though it meant living near Sodom, a city known for its sin. He was greedy, wanting the best for himself without thinking about his uncle Abraham's needs for what was fair. Life is a series of choices. We too can choose the best while ignoring the needs and feelings of others. But this kind of choice, as Lot's life shows, leads to problems. When we stop making choices in God's direction, all that is left is to make choices in the wrong direction. Now, in verse 12, good pasture and available water seemed like a wise choice to Lot at first. Of course, we would want to have abundance, right? But he failed to recognize that wicked Sodom could provide temptations strong enough to destroy his family. Have you chosen to work or to live in a Sodom? Even though you may be strong enough to resist the temptations, other members of your family may not. While God commands us to reach people in the Sodom near us, we must be careful not to become like the very people we are trying to reach. Now that is chapter 13 of Genesis. That's the story about Abraham and Lot. So please do tune in to chapter 4 as we continue the Bible story. Thank you guys for listening. Have a great day. Bye.